Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's market fundamental and technical breakdown. My name is Anthony Phillips Njoku, and I'm the founder of Finex Digital Lane, where everyone who has a knowledge gap in digital trading can get the right knowledge, the right guidance, the right experience, and softwares to be able to help them minimize profits trading the financial market. So, in about 3 minutes' time, we're going to share our screen. So let's use this opportunity now to forward the invitation link to everyone that is interested to be part of this trading class, because this is for the time duration of 5th of August to the 9th of August. So how this usually goes is that we're going to analyze the market, we're going to talk about the fundamental aspect of the market and the technical aspect of the market to be able to understand what the market is currently doing, and then use this information to further make profits in the market for this week. Okay, so if you're not part of my group chat or my social media handles, the link is going to be on the description. If you need access to proprietary firm funds like starting from $1,000 up to $100,000, the link is going to be on the description. Just go there, you click on the link, you apply, and then you register. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop it on the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So in about 2 minutes time, I will share my screen so that you can be able to see my charts. Then we're going to do the fundamental aspects. Then before we move over to the we're going to treat the technical aspect before we move over to the fundamental aspects. Good morning, Chikwado Silas. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Okay, Chikwado says you can't hear my voice. Chikwado says you can't hear my voice. Okay. Says you can't hear my voice. Let me try and fix that now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What about now? Can you hear my voice? I think the laptop is far away from me. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, let me reduce the sound of music playing. Okay, in about 30 seconds time, I'll share my screen, and I will be able to present to you all the the chat, the technical chat. Then we move over to fundamental charts. Please, if you can hear me, type yes, or I can hear you. If you can hear me, type loud and clear. It's time for me to share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now? If you can see my screen, type Forex on the comment section. If you can see my screen, type Forex on the comment section. You can see my screen, type Forex on the comment section. I see my You can see my screen, type Forex on the comment section. Let me type. Let me remove this. Can you hear me right now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can view this and you can hear me and see my screen, type I can hear you or I can see your screen as well. I need to confirm where the problem is from. Can you hear me? Okay, let me check if everyone can hear me. Everyone can hear me. Okay, it's loud and clear now on my own side. Okay, so I think I'll just proceed. I'll proceed. So starting off today, we're starting with the technical aspect of things, and for the technical aspect of things, we are going to start with DXY, the strength of the dollar. The strength of the dollar. That's what we're checking out first. So for the strength of the dollar has been losing strength massively. Has been losing strength massively. It has been dropping to the downside. Let's start from the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we can see that the market last week was a bearish week, and this week it has already started bearish already. And if I check out the daily time frame, this was a very massive area of what support. Okay, where the market started and disrespected it. So the market got to that area of support and disrespected it. So we need to be very, very conscious of whatever the market is doing right now. And this is the next area of support we see for the market, where the market is heading to now based on the daily time frame. Okay. Then let me move this over here. And move this over here. These are our next area of support on the daily time frame. This is where we now expect market to now start having some kind of reversal. looking for sell opportunities for DXY. I might be looking to sell DXY more to the downside. So I'm more interested on the sell opportunities for DXY. I'm more interested on the sell opportunities for DXY, which is very, very important. But the market has sold massively last week, starting from non-farm payroll. Non-farm on Friday. On Friday, this was where the non-farm payroll happened on Friday, and we had some negative news, and the dollar has been falling ever since then. So a little corrective structure and we drop again. A little corrective structure and we drop again. Okay, so that's what I see happening on GXY currently. This is another area of support in the 4 hours. This is where we have a lot of ranging occurring. To the left hand side, you see that we have a lot of ranging occurring over here. And this is where we can now expect market to come in, get trap, and start moving to the upside. So from here now, we're expecting market to start moving to the upside. So, but it's more like a corrective structure. But my main interest is just the sell opportunities for DXY. So the sell we see on Euro USD, like I said, Euro is like about 80% correlated with the dollar. Euro is 80% correlated with the dollar, and what I see for Euro right now is I'm looking for an area of resistance or supply, and this is the area of supply. Why do I call this a very solid area of supply? Markets from here started selling to the downside, creating lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. I see for Euro. So if I'm to position it,
charging in progress. Your phone is at 10%, sir.
This is the area of supply. And where we have our validation points, our daily validation points, that's the area of supply where we have our validation. From here, we can now start looking for sell side opportunity for Euro against the dollar. If you look to the left again, over here, we have a massive area of resistance again. Over here, resistance, resistance, resistance. Okay. Also, there's a lot of accumulation going on here. So, okay, which is going to be more like a corrective structure. It's going to be more like a corrective structure. And after we get this corrective structure, then we can target this high as 4 hours time frame. Okay, so if this candle close in about uh, uh, 42 minutes time, this high will be taken on the 4 hours time frame. So now the market is looking for an area of, let me, What you can expect is just a little correct structure into this kind of year and an area of is also an area of demand. Is an area of demand. If this high is taken, once this high is taken, corrective structure into our buy setups. Okay, so let's watch closely. Let's watch closely how that goes for euro. But likely this corrective structure could be deeper or could deeper because we also have a demand zone over here, a demand zone which is also a to the upside. And now start looking for more push to the upside from this demand zone. Then the next is AUD USD. See AUD USD moving to the downside massively. So as at last night when I analyzed this market, I saw it as a massive area of support which AUD is meant to respect and start moving to the upside. Just the same way Euro USD is moving to the upside. We anticipated that AUD USD as well move to the upside, but due to the news we got this morning, we got a news on AUD this morning, and it was a negative news for the Australian dollar. And from there, the Australian dollar started to sell and it's selling massively. So I'm currently on the daily time frame. See, you can analyze, but the market will do something else. Okay, so based on what I can see here, this is an area of liquidity the market has come to and swept, and this is what I spotted here over here. This is the daily validation point. This validation point, the market came here and swept to this. So on the 4 hours time frame, let's zoom in properly. This is also an area of demand and also an area of support. So we're meant to start seeing some kind of reaction on AUD, take it to the upside. We're meant to start seeing some kind of reaction on AUD to take it to the upside. So this is the demand zone, and the market just wicked into that demand zone. And from here, we can now start looking for buy side liquidity to the upside. So if you go to a smaller time frame like the 1 hour, you see that we already found the buy side liquidity So on the 1 hour time frame, we're gonna start anticipating a little down push and up again. A little down push and up again for AUD USD. Then let's go to the daily time frame. In daily time frame for GPUSD, I see an area daily. Then we move over to the 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, you can see that we are currently inside an area of supply where we have sellers coming in. The market broke corrective structure and that impulse correction into downside on on GBP USD. So this impulse can be in this way, move down, and then we start a move up proper. So if you see any change of character, because you are still inside a demand, pushes down towards this demand, there will be way more interested for what another push to the upside. After the push to the downside, another push to the upside, that's what we're expecting. But if the market decides to take this high instead, we now start looking for what more highs. Sales are possible, highly possible, because of this daily validation point we see over here. Then the next is XAUUSD gold. Okay, so for gold, we let's check the daily time frame first. On daily time frame on gold, over here, this is an all-time high. This all-time high of gold. The all-time high price of gold is 2,484.29 dollars per ounce of gold. Okay, so this is the all-time high. So there is a little bit of and we pointed out a point of interest, which is around 2,470 dollars per ounce of gold. So from this level now, we can now start expecting a corrective structure to the upside and then another drop, okay, on gold, because there is pending orders lying here, sell side order block, pending orders lying here. So when gold gets into the sell side order block, what I see for gold right now is corrective structure towards this sell side order block. This is what I see for gold. It comes into this sell side order block, then from here it sells and move to the upside to challenge this all-time high, because we're going to challenge this all-time high very soon and move to the upside. So that's what I see for gold. Then the next and the last on my list is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, the people's coin. Bitcoin, which is people's coin. Let's go to the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, I low and swing high of the previous impulsive wave, and I did the Fibonacci retracement point to the upside. So when the market took out this liquidity, okay, and then the whole direction of the market has changed from buy side liquidity to sell side liquidity. So the next demand zone I see on the Bitcoin chart is this particular demand zone, which is the 50,000 dollars per Bitcoin mark. $50,000 per Bitcoin mark. Then on the 4 hours time frame, if I go to the 4 hours time frame, let's delete this. Yes, on the 4 hours time frame, this is also the demand zone we see on the 4 hours time frame, close to that daily time frame demand as well. At this point in time, I think what is really driving markets all over the world is not really the technical aspect, but the fundamental aspect of things. Due to the war due to the escalations and geopolitical events. So what I see for Bitcoin is corrective structure and that drop. That's what I see for Bitcoin. Corrective structure and that drop because sell side liquidity has been created. Okay, sell side liquidity has been created. So has been taken and or swept. Let me see if I can. Okay, so that's what I see for Bitcoin. Corrective structure, another drop. Let me see if I can spot out the supply zone. On the one type we can see that a change of character has been created, and be very mindful is a corrective structure. So if I'm to trade, if I'm to trade the corrective structure, my point of interest for more sales is going to be this discount of 20% Fibonacci downside towards $40,000 per Bitcoin mark. So this is what I see currently for Bitcoin because the corrective structure has been a change of character has been formed on the 1 hour time frame. So from this change of character now we can expect Bitcoin to just is a corrective structure. It's not something that you need to swing. You put your stop loss below here and I think 1 is to 1.5 is a good trade for this current trade. So that's what I see for Bitcoin. But it's a corrective structure, another drop. The sell side liquidity has been created. So with that said, that is all for the technical aspect of things. So let's move over to the fundamental aspect of things. So for the fundamental aspect of things, we can see today, which is Monday, the 5th of is 51.2, consensus is 50.8, and actual is 50.4. You understand? So this was the negative news that we saw for Australia that made Australia to spike to the downside massively. Then over here we have the euro euro news as well this morning by 8:15, and we have had three negative news on this about the service PMI, the HCOB service PMI, and it has to do with price manufacturing index. Okay, so over here we had 53.9, which is lower than the consensus of 56.2, 51.7, which is lower than 53, and 50.1, which is lower than 50.7. Okay, so far we have had three negative news events, but why euro was moving to the upside like we saw it is because of DXY. It is about 90% correlated with the DXY. That's why we saw that move on euro. Okay, then we see HCOB service PMI, which is for Germany, and currently it was positive. Then we saw Euro Central, which was as expected, but it was lower than the previous, which is bad. And then the GBP Global Service PMI, which is positive, which is for Great Britain pound, which would likely give Great Britain pound some strength. Then New York session we have by 2:45 p.m. S&P Global Service PMI. So this S&P Global Service PMI the previous is 55.3, the consensus is 56, and with that said, we can be able to expect the PMI to either be positive or negative. So if you see a figure higher than 56, which is going to be good for dollar. If you see a PMI higher than the lower than 56 is going to be bad for dollar. This could be one of the fundamental news event that could give dollar the strength it needs to be able to have a corrective structure that we expect it to. But mainly my bias is sells for dollar, buys for gold. Okay, sells for dollar, buys for gold because gold is more like a safe haven when there is an uncertainty in the world. Investors, businessmen, countries, they buy gold because it's a safe haven. For instance, in 1963, the price of a property in United States of America was $50,000 for a property. And if you bought gold was $50,000 then in 1963. Today, the price to buy a property in United States of America is $400,000. The same gold you bought in 1963 for $50,000 is worth uh, $480,000 today, which means that you can still sell that gold, use $400,000 to buy a property, and have $80,000 balance. That's the power of calling an asset a safe haven. Okay, so the next is August 5th by 3 p.m. today. We have the S&P Service PMI, the S&P Service PMI. So this Service PMI for dollar, this S&P Service PMI for dollar is the analysts are saying that it's going to be strong for dollar. Okay, okay. This is Great Britain pound retail sales over that's tomorrow, and this is happening by 12 a.m. West African time. Retail sales, and then we have Australian dollar interest rate decision happening by 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. So currently the figure is 4.35%, and the consensus is 4.35%. I think Australia has not cut interest rate yet, and since they have not cut interest rate, there is high chances that the Australian dollar would be weak when this news is announced. And if that happens, then we see more downside on Australian dollar again, AUD USD. Then we have the unemployment rate on Tuesday for the Swiss franc. Okay, unemployment rate for Swiss franc. So over here is the previous is 2.3%. Consensus analysts are saying that it will go down to 2.2%. If that happens, Swiss franc will be strong. But if we see a figure higher than 2.2%, Swiss franc will be weak tomorrow morning London session by 6:45 a.m. We have also retail sales of products and services for a month of June. So analysts are saying that it dropped, but if you see a figure higher than 0.1%, it will give Swiss franc strength. And year over year, if you see a figure higher than 0.5%, it will give Swiss franc strength. But lower than 0.5% is going to give Swiss franc weakness. The same thing for euro retail sales year over year, retail sales month over month. We need figures that are higher than this to give euro strength. But if you see figures lower than this, it will give euro weakness. Then the balance of trade, it has to do with total imports minus total exports in okay in Canada. So if there is more imports, it's going to make the currency to be weak. But if there is more exports, the country is going to in foreign revenue, and if they in foreign revenue, then they will be able to make more money. So the previous is uh, minus 1.93 billion Canadian dollars, and the consensus is minus 2 billion Canadian dollars. If that happens, Canada will be weak because that means that they imported more. There is an increase in deficit. But if there is a decrease in deficit, like minus $9.90 billion, then Canadian dollar will be strong. New York session tomorrow for the balance of trade. Then the global service PMI for the Canada pair. Over here, the analysts are saying that it will be lower than the previous, which is 47.1, and the consensus is 46.8. So if that happens, Canada will be weak. But if we see a figure higher than 46.8, Canada will be strong. Then to wrap up the day during Asian session, we have New Zealand employment change quarter over quarter. After one, the unemployment rate. If you see a figure higher than 4 points, the the unemployment rate in New Zealand has increased. Okay, if that happens, then we will not be looking for buys for Australian dollar. We're looking for sales for Australian dollar. Sorry, New Zealand dollar, New Zealand dollar, which is NZD. But we see if we go lower than 4.7, then there is going to be a chance of buying New Zealand dollar more. Then on Wednesday, which is the most volatile day of the week for the forex market and high liquidity for the week for the forex market, we have balance of trade, London session for euro. So over here we have figure of 24.9 billion euros, and then the consensus analysts are saying that it will drop to 23.5, which means that we did more imports, which has reduced the current balance in the cash book of the country euro, to be precise, Germany. But if there is more revenue, there will be more increase on this figure, which is 23.5. So if it is high 23.5, euro could likely get some strength. Then Canada PMI, price manufacturing index for Canada. The previous is 62.5. The previous is 62.5 and the consensus is 62. Okay, so if the previous is 62.5 and the consensus is 62, which means that it's bad for Canada, the price manufacturing index. But if you see a figure that is higher than 62, then it's going to give Canada some strength. Then on Thursday, like we all know, is the bank business confidence in Australian dollar, and is high. If business confidence is high, then it is good for Australian dollar, which is probably get 6. Okay, it's good for Australian dollar. But if the business confidence is low, it's going to be bad for Australian dollar. And this is going to be determined by what this interest rate decision is done, because businesses sometimes can seek funds, create loans from the bank to be able to operate their business. And if interest rate is kept very high, they might not borrow from the government. Do you understand? But if interest rate is low, then there's likely going to be what an opportunity for them to borrow and then be able to run their businesses comfortably. Then we have New York session by 1:30 p.m. West African time. Initial jobless claims for the United States dollar. This initial jobless claims for the United States dollar over here is that's the people who say that they don't have jobs. Okay, this is the most important one. So over here, analysts are saying that it will increase to 250,000 people that say that they don't have jobs, which is higher than 249,000 people, which is bad. But if you see a figure lower than 250,000 people, then it means that buy pressures. Continuous jobless claims is a derivative of the initial jobless claim, and jobless claims for week average is a derivative of the initial jobless claims. Then the Friday, August 9th, 2024, we have only two news for the Canadian dollar, which is by New York session, unemployment rate. So if you see a figure higher than 6.4%, it is going to be bad for Canadian dollar. But if you see a figure lower than 6.4%, it's going to be good for Canadian dollar. So with this information, I hope that you'll be able to trade the financial market profitably and be able to make massive returns from the financial market profitably this week. Okay. So the day we'll be trading together, probably we're going to trade together on Thursday for the initial jobless claims during the New York session. Okay. We'll make that a point of connection for everyone that is part of our community. The link is going to drop in our Telegram, on our WhatsApp. So go to the description, follow us, like us, and share this content. Okay. I wish you guys a profitable trading week. Peace.